3 ways Punnett squares are useful in my life: breeding different plants and predicting their genotypes and phenotypes. Punnett squares will help me determine the type of traits if I were to have a child in the future. And also, if I were to breed dogs, it would help me understand what they were to look like. Evidence from genetic engineering website. Genetic engineering was introduced during the late 1960s in tests with bacteria, viruses, and plasmids, small free-floating rings of DNA found in bacteria. Genetic engineering is useful for creating recombinant microorganisms that have uses in industry. One of the most important achievements has been the production of modified bacteria that eat hydrocarbons. They are used to destroy oil slicks and clean places contaminated with toxic waste. Genetically engineered microbes are used to make enzymes for laundry detergents and contact lens solutions. Recombinant microbes are used to create substances that can be made into polymers like polyester. So without these, I might not be able to wear some of the clothes I do today. Part 2. Using recombinant DNA in agriculture has enabled scientists to make crops that have attributes that they do not have naturally and that improve the growth of crops or higher the nutritional value. Scientists have made tomatoes that last longer in stores on the shelves and made potatoes that are pest resistant, also rice that have more nutritional value. So with this, my food is better. It is a very controversial topic, and many think it could be dangerous to produce these kinds of products, and the products used to produce them are a threat too. The use of GMOs will most likely not be stopped in agriculture. Even though GMOs are banned in some countries, some of the crops in the United States are genetically modified. Evidence from a guide to genetics and health website. Learning your family's health history can help you in the long run. If you have health issues at a young age, then that can indicate your family is at a high risk of certain diseases. You can't change your genes, but you can change the way you act, so that is why you need to know your family's health history. Knowing your family history and health will help you to know which disease is in your family. Knowing your family's health history can help you do many things. Talk to a doctor about the diseases that are in the family. Discuss with your family about your own health. Know the risks because of shared genes. Evidence from a guide to genetics and health website, part 2. Most diseases are caused because of a change in the instructions in a gene. This is called a mutation. All people have mutations. Sometimes they do nothing and have no effect, but other times they can cause disease. Common disease can be caused by a number of mutations, lifestyle choices, and environmental choices. People with that same gene can either get the same disease or not, depending on your lifestyle choices. A lot of diseases can be caused by a change in the DNA of a single gene. These are very rare diseases, so I could get diseases depending on what I do with my life. Evidence from the AMNH website. Conservation geneticists use genetics to protect endangered species. An example of this is taking someone's bag at an airport that was made out of reptile skin. Identifying the DNA sequence can help identify the type of animal. They find a place to take the skin cell, then they extract the DNA and use chemicals to copy it, and then they are able to determine the species. Humans are able to clone animals, and one scientist did so to a sheep. The scientist had to use 3 different mothers to clone the animal. One for the DNA, another for the egg, and the last one was the surrogate. The sheep created was an identical twin to the mother it got the DNA from, but it was 6 years younger. The scientists used a method called nuclear transfer. So in the future, maybe I could become a scientist that clones animals. And this is a picture of the scientist and the sheep that was cloned named Dolly.